Ladies and gentlemen, just finished reviewing the latest episode 3 of the 90 Day Fiancé UK, and I must say, ladies and gentlemen, it did not disappoint, right? We went 2 for 2 this episode with the couples Richard and Kathleen, as well as Shaun and Christine. And trust me when I tell you, Mr. Red Flag himself is back, and Mr. Can't Read No Red Flags is back as well. So what we're going to do is, as opposed to going from clip to clip, we're just going to talk about what happened with each of the couples individually, and we're just going to have our conversation after we are finished. So the episode opens up with my man Richard basically doing what he does best, being himself, with all the bravado. I love it. I genuinely do. But he opens up the show with him going to his job, being a quiz master or a pub master of sorts, and at this particular venue he was hired for, he had to do it completely nude.
Today, I've got a special event at work. I'm a little bit nervous. Something that I've never ever done before. Today, I'm going to host a quiz and experience naturism. Everybody today is turning up in their birthday suit.
Now, I'm not going to really show you the entire clip from that because it wasn't pretty at all. It was not a pretty sight at all. But what I can tell you is when he went to go tell Kathleen that he actually did this, she herself was not very pleased about it.
I got naked.
Oh my God, Richard. I'm not happy what you did. Having a relationship with me, I should be the only one who can see yours. No other people or anyone.
It was just a job, baby.
Are you happy if I will show my private parts to anyone? I will be naked in front of lots of people just to have earn big money?
Probably not, no.
And he thought it was coming more so from the jealousy aspect and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. But then she made one of the greatest points I've ever heard a Filipina make. She asked him, Richard, how would you feel if I showed my private parts to everybody? You know, the private parts that were pretty much meant just for you and your eyes only. How would you feel if I went out there and I showed my private parts to people too? And then he thought about it and he said, I wouldn't feel good about it. So, she made her point, and I guess he apologized, whatever. And then come to find out, knowing that Kathleen is working on her work visa to come to UK, she actually took the IELTS test, and unfortunately, she didn't pass.
I can now see the result of my exam. My hands are shaking right now.
How did it go?
Baby,
Yes.
I don't know how to say it. I failed.
Oh my God.
So because she didn't pass, basically Richard said, you know what, love? I'm going to come see you in the Philippines, right? So Richard's packing up, getting himself ready, doing all the good stuff, making sure he has all the stuff that he needs to get ready to go for his trip to the Philippines. But he was having a conversation with his friend, and he was talking about, how the awkward moment between Kathleen's father and himself, Richard, how that conversation didn't go well because, of course, of the past situation with the cheating and all.
Sure if they trust me. The first time meeting Kathleen's dad was a little bit awkward because he had the perception that I could have been a sex tourist, just there for Kathleen's body and not actually there for Kathleen's mind as well.
And how that really put a wrench, I guess, in the relationship. And, he feels that Kathleen's forgiven him. So as a result, hopefully the father would forgive him as well. They're going to have a conversation about that at a later date, which we'll see probably in one of the upcoming episodes about how the interaction between Richard and Kathleen's father is actually going to go down. All right. So Richard's on his way to the Philippines. Richard actually has a son. I thought that was amazing. Come to find out my man has a son. Congratulations to him. And yeah, that's pretty much where we are right now in the Richard and Kathleen situation as it stands. Richard's on his way to Cebu to surprise his boo, and hopefully they have a little good time, and hopefully we are there for the ride. Now, let's go ahead and get into the reason why all of you guys are here today. None other than my man Shaun and his young lady, Christine. Now, as many of you know, when we left off on the last episode with Shaun and Christine, Shaun basically told everybody he was broke. We're talking Mr. B-R-O-K-E. My man ain't got no monies, right? Sent all his money to his Filipina's family, and he's pretty much left with nothing.
Now that I've got 2 extra mouths to feed, it's going to be a struggle because I had to give most of my savings up for all her paperwork. I've got credit cards. It put me into debt so bad. But once she gets here, the future is going to look brighter. I'm not going to be sending money anymore away. I'm going to be taking that money, paying all my debts off. When Christine's here with your boy, right? You sure her family ain't going to be coming to you and saying, Shaun, we need this, we need that, and money? No.
In this particular episode, we find out that not only is Shaun broke, but Shaun has actually chosen to step down from his previous position as a cleaning manager to just be a cleaner, taking less money and less of a job responsibility because he was stressed out about the situation between his young lady and all the like.
I need to start looking after my life now. And you said that as well. I need to start taking care of myself. Running a store as a cleaning manager, I constantly not only think about my job, what to do, but I was constantly thinking about them as well. So I stepped down from being a cleaning manager because of all the stress. I took that decision and I said, right, I give him my resignation, so now I'm just a regular cleaner. But I had to choose one or the other. And I chose Christine and Christian.
And I'm thinking to myself, bruh, come on, man. Y'all didn't tell me my collar was messed up. But anyway, my man Richard is over here taking a step down, taking less money, and he's already broke. He's over here talking about how taking less money because he was stressed out about Christine and stuff. I do not see that helping you out. If you're sending this money to the family abroad and stuff like that, and you choose to take less money because you were stressed out, that is not a good look, fam. That right there is not a good look. Actually, I didn't see this before. Maybe I missed it. But Shaun actually has a tattoo that says, I love my Filipina wife, right here. On one of his arms. I don't know which one it is. But he actually has a tattoo that says he loves his Filipina wife. So, they're not even married yet. But that man is committed. You get the tattoo, brother. You is committed to the cause. That's all I can say about that one. He's actually scared to tell Christine that he's broke because she doesn't necessarily know about his financial situation. So that's a little bit scary for him. You know, that's a little bit making him apprehensive to share, but he feels like, you know, our love can overcome any of our financial situations. And yeah, I don't believe she's looking at it like that. I really don't believe Christine's looking at it like that.
When the time comes and I get Dutch courage, I'll set her aside and we'll have heart to heart and I'll tell her. But right now, I just want to get her settled first. I don't know how she's going to react, but money doesn't buy happiness, love does.
Because Christine is actually under the assumption that Shaun, even when she comes to the UK, that Shaun is actually going to continue sending money to the family abroad.
Shaun promised me that he will still send some money for everybody, for the family. Since CJ will be staying in my parents, and Charles and Maxine will be staying at their dad, so he promised to me whatever their needs, he will still support them.
I think that is one big disconnect in the communication. Shaun thinks that he's going to be able to save his money now and he's going to be able to put it towards paying down his massive debt. She's under the assumption that Shaun's still going to send money because she's told the parents and the kids that Shaun is still going to continue to send money to support the family. Can't wait to see how that one plays the fuck out, right? Definitely. And one thing I noticed in this episode, man, they got a child and a son named Christian, but Christian got that long ass hair and they put it in these little pigtails and stuff. But I'm honestly going to tell you, I confuse Christian quite often as a girl as opposed to being a boy. The entire episode, when I looked at the child, adorable ass kid. Let's keep it a buck, but I'm thinking to myself, I wish they would cut that boy's hair. I really do. But that's not mine. That ain't for me. I don't know why they do it, but it is what it is. But if you see the picture, kid's adorable as hell. But they gotta cut that boy hair. They really do, or at least do something else. Put it in a ponytail, not little pigtails. It's, it's definitely confusing the hell out of me. Every time I see him, I'm thinking it's a little girl and it's a little boy, right? So when the episode finally leaves off, we see that Christine is set to arrive in the UK. And that's where the particular story ends for that particular episode, man. And I think it's going to get interesting to say the least. It looks as though maybe Shaun's mom isn't quite on the same page with Christine, and she feels it. She feels it. And going into the next episode, we see that Christine is probably sharing in some issues with Shaun's one-bedroom flat. Not sure that she actually likes the living quarters, or at least it's perceived that she don't like the living quarters. So I guess when episode 4 officially drops, I'll be glad to bring it to you if you guys want to see it. But again, it's been a great episode, man. Just wanted to give you the quick review of what's popping and what's happening. Hope the video clips in the video helped you guys follow along with the timeline a little bit. But I appreciate y'all checking in, man. Appreciate y'all locking in. If you want me to do the next episode, I will be glad to do so. But y'all know what time it is, man. Time for the good night to go and get to getting. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed, bro. Doc is out. Peace.